You see, there's no doubt about the fact that I want to take my business to the next level. Pretty much the reason why we are in business. I mean, if your plan is for your business to be as small as possible, of course, you can pretty much knock yourself out. But the idea I have about my business is for it to be, a business that is also not so super big that it becomes a little bit of a problem, but something that is really airtight, self-sustaining, constant inflow of new customers. And in this line, I'm beginning to think that, look, I might be doing something wrong because I've always been shying away from the fact that, paid promotion is actually the way to go. Of course, I come here, I say use computers in case you are meeting me for the first time. And I've always told you guys that yes, eBay is where you have to sell your stuff. I'm not taking that back because I'm an eBay person and pretty much where I sell my product. Of course, eBay has got the traffic and I keep saying that if you are not selling on eBay, you are doing something wrong. Of course, here and there, eBay has gotten some, different programs to ensure that your item are placed in front of those that want to buy it. And if you are not taking advantage of this, options that eBay has, sometimes promoted listing and stuff like that, you are doing something wrong. It's something I've always told you guys, but funny enough, I haven't been practicing what I preach. And pretty much this is the reason why I am making this video to pretty much tell myself that, look, you have to practice what you preach. See, I've always been shying away from the fact that promotion, it doesn't matter where it is, if it's going to be on eBay or somewhere else, is actually the way to go. But from what we are seeing now, there's kind of reduced traffic across board. Items are not being sold the way they should. And if I want to continue to, be sustained with this business, I have to grab the bulls by the horn, pretty much do what the competition is doing. And the competition right now, from the research I have been making for some few days now, I kind of realized that the competition, they are spending a lot of money on ads, and not only ads on eBay, even ads outside of the platform. When I go onto Facebook, I see the competition there. When I go onto TikTok, I see the competition there. When I go onto Instagram, wherever I go on YouTube, on Google, they are there. And I've always been shying away from this thing called paid advertising because, first of all, I kind of feel like the meat on the bone is not so much, and when you have to also let go, of some percentage, to add, you are pretty much just cutting your own profit at the end of the day. But right now, I am beginning to have a rethink. If you really want to reach a lot of people, if you want to constantly make sales non-stop, you have to begin, to sustain, to support the process. And I've not been doing that for, like I said, the reason was just me pretty much not wanting to, take the step, to go through the learning curve of learning this ad thing. But right now, I see it's something I have to prioritize. If I want to rely solely on eBay, to do the heavy lifting, I am going to be leaving a lot of money on the table. And this is the time for me to wake up now and say, look, I'm going to learn how it's going to be done. Of course, there's going to be a learning curve to it. I'm going to put money on the table, trying to figure this out, try the Facebook route, try the Google route, also perhaps the YouTube route, pretty much just spend money where I need to spend money, because the beautiful thing about this business is that the devices are there and the demand is at an all-time high. People are looking for decent hardwares, decent phones, decent computers, laptops to do their work on home office, to do their work, working from home, going to school, in their small businesses. People need these devices, and I've been fortunate to be able to, figure out a way to get these devices, bring them to the market. But I didn't know why for so long I kept just holding myself back, not wanting to spend money. See, right now, the way I see, money spent on ad is pretty much like your warehouse cost or any other fixed cost that you have. This is the way I am going to begin to see, this ad budget. I'm going to begin to see it like, look, I have a new worker and this worker takes maybe 300 euros, 600 euros a month. And this is going to be a fixed cost. Put it on the ads. I want to make sure that these computers are seen by everybody that pretty much has an interest in buying a used computer. This is the only way I can actually ensure that the sales are coming in. And not only that I have to sell these computers, running ad is also a very good way to make people know that you buy, used IT hardware. It could be computers, phones, tablets, iPads, whatever it is. When you run ads, you also have the chance to get to reach a lot of people that see that, yes, you are somebody that buys this stuff, and you never can tell, like I always say, when you will hit a jackpot. A company might be closing and they have about 200, 300, 400 pieces of particular hardware that the market wants, and if you are fortunate to get that connection through your ads, it might just be a game changer for you. Of course, I'm making this video for myself, to tell myself that, look, this is the direction to go. Enough of this, just being scared of ads. What if you run ads and people keep seeing the ads and nobody's clicking on it, or nobody's buying from the ads? Then in this way, you are leaving money on the table. You are wasting money. The little profit that you should have made, you are spending it on ads. If you are thinking like this is a mindset thing, and you are pretty much the bottleneck of your business. Guys, believe me when I tell you that I have tried pretty much everything that needs to be tried on eBay. I have tried listing items as variations. I have tried, listing my items as single items. I have tried using the promoted listing on eBay. I have tried the markdown manager. At the end of the day, I still feel like there is something that is left out. Of course, eBay is pretty much saying that they also have this external ad thing where you kind of pay eBay and eBay goes ahead to pay Google. And I'm telling you, if you want to really, shine in this business, of course, this is not for you. If you are somebody that have said, I want to live this business as a hobby, all right? This is not for you. But if you are saying to yourself, I want this to be a functional business, a business that I can grow, I can build, the business that's going to pay my bills, going to pay my health insurance, going to pay my rent, is going to pay every other cost that I have in life, and still leave money on the table for me to live a decent life. You have to do what everyone else is doing. Do not try to reinvent the wheel, because the moment you try to do that, I'm telling you, you are going to be thinking you are trying to invent something new. But at the end of the day, you're just going to go around in circles. Pretty much the same way I have been going around, trying to avoid the ad thing. And at the end of the day, I still realize that, look, there's pretty much no other way around you running ads, because if you run ads, you get to reach people that naturally would not go onto eBay to actually search for used hardware. Some people might be scrolling on their phone. They are just chilling out in their home, on TikTok, on Facebook, on Instagram, and then your ad pops up and the person says pretty much exactly what I have been looking for. I've been looking for a laptop and I've not been able to actually, get time to, go onto eBay or Amazon to search for it. But right now, take a look at this ad. It looks very interesting. And the potential buyer clicks on it, takes him or her to your website, boom, they click on the buy it now button and you record a sale. If you cannot run this ad to your, to your eBay shop, you can also, think of building a little website, which I pretty much have. And right now we are living a day and age where with AI, you can actually make all these things possible. Gone are the days where you need to pay someone to teach you how to run ads. I am telling you, because of the little research I have done, you sitting down for about an hour or two, with ChatGPT, you can pretty much learn how you can set up an ad. It gives you all the ad materials you need, the copies, the pictures, and all that stuff. And if you are confident of the item that you have to sell, I'm telling you, you should naturally be able to make something happen. I want to start with very, very decent budget, which is about 150 euros up to 300 euros, just to add it to my cost and see how it goes. Of course, on this channel, I have promised to give you guys direct feedback of every little experiment I'm running, little tests, micro tests here and there, even macro tests. I've promised to tell you guys, and if you are not subscribed to the channel, this might be your best bet to go ahead, click on the subscribe button. Also give me some comment, give me some tips, let me know what you want to hear, what you want to see, or what kind of, experiment you want me to run again. But one thing is sure, we are going to make money, doing this business. And if one road closes, perhaps traffic is not coming to your shop on eBay or your website, we have to look for innovative ways to actually bring the traffic. See, when you sell items that are in high demand, you are pretty much in luck, because you are not actually selling items that no one wants. You are not selling even luxury items. You see, if your phone has ever been broken, you can pretty much tell how important it is in this day and age, to have a phone. It's pretty much not possible for you. I know for some people, they can still live a week or two. But for me, I want to imagine that Perhaps I'm just addicted, but I want to imagine that if I don't have my phone for a day, it's kind of already a lot. I mean, this is pretty much what is happening right now. Some people also have this kind of attachment to their laptops. Some people have this kind of attachment to their monitor that if one of these items were to be broken, they are going to go out of their way just to ensure that they get this item. And this is the kind of items also you want to think of selling. Of course, gone are the days where you think you want to make money selling items that no one wants. I've talked about this extensively on this YouTube channel. See, you cannot really make money selling items that no one wants. You want to, focus your attention selling items that everybody wants, that people want, old people want, young people want, students want. It doesn't matter. These are the kind of items. It's going to guarantee that you succeed in this business of reselling. See, there are so many layers to it, but in this video, I'm pretty much just reading off because of so many things I have noticed, and the fact that the business is pretty much still like waiting for just one traffic source, which is eBay. Of course, don't get me wrong, eBay is doing a very good job placing these offers on in the eyes of people that want it. But I'm saying that, look, the time has come where we also have to support this process. We have to support this process with our money, with our time, with running ads. And if you do not know how to run ads, just like myself, go ahead and begin to learn things. Don't be stuck in one place thinking, I don't want to spend, 2 days, 3 days again sitting down trying to, learn something. Go ahead, put in the effort. Just like I am talking to myself now, perhaps the next video I'm going to be making, I'm going to be telling you guys that, guys, I have started running ads. This is what I've learned, and this is exactly how things are going. Until I see you again in the next one. Peace.